Hey folks, this is Thaddeus Holloway, long-haul driver, road-weary storyteller, and your guide through the dark. Another night, another stretch of highway behind me, and another tale to tell. Welcome back to Dark Haunted Tales. So kick back, turn down the lights, and let's see if you keep your eyes on the road, or on the shadows beside it. I heard it years ago, sitting in a dark corner of a roadside diner lost somewhere in Michigan. It was late. The place smelled like burnt grease, cheap coffee, and something else, something I couldn't quite place back then. The man behind the counter was huge, a broad-shouldered cook with scars that spoke of battles lived and survived. He didn't talk much, but there was something in his eyes, fear, respect, and maybe trauma. That night, another trucker told me everything. He doesn't talk about it, he said, but I do, because I saw it too once, and I never went back on that road at night again. It all began at the Hook Diner, a hidden spot along County Road 502 near Mackinac City in northern Michigan. It's a quiet stretch of road surrounded by dense forests so thick even the sun seems afraid to pass through. The diner has been around for decades. Used to be an abandoned motel, but reopened as a late-night stop mainly for truckers crossing into Canada. Nobody asks who lives nearby. Nobody wants to know. Dale, the cook, served 10 years in the infantry and later worked private security. He dealt with drunks, hostile drivers, even robbers. He wasn't easy to scare. But one night, something changed him. It was like 5 or 6 years ago on May, just before 3:45 a.m. The hour when the world sleeps and only the dead, the sleepless, and the monsters remain. He stepped outside after hearing the diner's stray dog, a dirty mutt always napping under the front table, begin to howl like it knew something was coming. That's when he saw it. It stood beside the dumpster, at least 7 feet tall, covered in black and gray fur, long arms nearly dragging on the ground, pointed ears, and when it turned its head, its eyes glowed yellow in the darkness, like 2 lanterns from another world. It wasn't a wolf, not a bear, not a man in disguise. It was something else. Something that shouldn't exist. Dale didn't run, didn't scream, just stood still. The creature watched him, then took a step forward. That's when Dale backed away, slammed the door shut, and locked it behind him. While inside, he heard the door of the warehouse being slammed, and the sound of something shattering the metal made him recoil. There was a lot of noise of boxes falling and things breaking, but Dale remained frozen and almost breathless. Later, when the noises calmed down, he opened the door of the warehouse, found wide footprints on the floor, like those of a giant dog, saw that whatever entered bit and destroyed a large part of the groceries. There were remains of pork, beef, chicken everywhere, like something had eaten there. He picked up a broken piece of wood, just in case, and decided to go out to look for evidence, perhaps footprints or something that would explain what he had seen. But as soon as he crossed the back door, he felt something watching him again. This time it wasn't standing. It was crouched down among the trees, barely visible. He raised a hand instinctively, as if he could protect himself with that. And then, the creature did something unexpected. It made a sound. It wasn't a bark, nor a roar. It was something between a growl and a whisper, as if it were trying to speak or warn. Dale backed away slowly, still looking at it. The creature did not advance. It only followed him with its eyes, until it disappeared into the trees as if it had melted into the night. He went back inside, closed all the doors, and waited for daybreak. He never set foot in that warehouse after that. A month earlier, another trucker named Bobby Delaney swore he saw something similar running alongside his rig down the same road. He never drove that route at night again. Dale quit that diner that very morning, and now he's here. I've known him for years, and just the day he saw it, I stopped by the diner just as dawn was breaking, and I could see the mess in the warehouse, the footprints and Dale's frightened face. He says that since that night he can only sleep if the windows are closed and the bathroom light is on. The only thing he never explained to me is why he had little scratches on his left arm that night. He never talks about what happened, not even when asked directly. The Hook Diner is still open, but now there's a different night cook. And if you ask about Dale, they tell you that stress drove him crazy. If you ever find yourself driving County Road 502 in Michigan, and you see a diner with flickering lights and a sleeping dog beneath the window, close your windows. Don't stop. Don't look back. Thanks for listening to this episode of Dark Haunted Tales, your channel for true stories, unexplained disappearances, and places you should never visit. If you like this story, share it. Subscribe for more tales that will keep you awake at night. And if you have a personal experience to share, write me. I know there's more out there than most people think. See you on the road.